Okay, so I'll close it on my side because I get an echo when it's on. Good afternoon, traders. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Zoom. So those of you who want to join the after recording part, which is where we do the question and answers, you can actually do that on. You can do that by joining me on Zoom and not on YouTube Live. So those who are in YouTube Live, we'll have to stop it at the end of the session because we want to keep that recording short, right? So let's go. We have 60 people in this room. Where's everybody? At least we used to get about 200. Everybody in YouTube Live. How many people in YouTube Live there? Can anybody check it for me because I can't see YouTube? 50. So not a lot of people in the room today. Okay, let's go. We're looking at CAD today. So let's start. Let me go to the monthly. And let's go to, this is what we have in the CAD. It's getting more, 70 already here. I think some people are late. They'll get the recording, no problem. So let's look at the CAD. By the way, before we start, is these daily webinars helping you guys? I mean, let's do a poll. Let's take a minute and do a poll, because maybe I'm just wasting my time. Let me just add a poll, add a question to it, and it's going to take about less than a minute. I hope so. Daily webinars, I'll just put daily. And is it helping you? Multiple choice, yes, no. Simple, yes, no. Is it helping you? And let's go. Save the question and move it on. You can be honest because, this is not, we don't see who is answering, right? So you can be honest. Maybe it's not helping you in any way, right? We need some honest answer. If it's helping you, it's not. So either we can change the way we do it, or we do something about it that makes it help you. So we have only the people in this Zoom can vote. The people on YouTube can't vote. So we have 81 people, 74 people voted. Come on, we need just a couple of you more. Click yes or no, and let's go. 85 people in the room. So more of you can vote. Still about 10 people to vote. Come on, just click yes or no. Just be honest about it. It doesn't matter. So I'll end the poll because I think we have an idea, and I'll share it, right? Share the results. So 99% of you say yes, it's helping you. Now, I know that may sound like you're being pressured to say, so no, you're not. You can say, no, it's okay. That wouldn't stop anything. But here is the deal. If it is helping you, then you help somebody else. So tomorrow we should have at least 300 people in the room. Share it with people, and they'll say a good thank you to you, right? Help somebody else. Maybe it's going to help somebody else who is searching for this kind of knowledge but cannot find it. So there are many ways you can do that. I mean, in this age and time, the internet gets any corner of the world. So if you're living in a country and there is a group of people, traders there, who does not know that I exist, you can get to the group and say, hey guys, maybe you want to look at this guy. Just look at his videos on YouTube. Look if you want. That's all. Just go look at it. He does a live webinar. You may want to join it. Here is the link, right? You can just do that, and that will probably help him. It's their choice. They can come look and say, hey, that guy is talking nonsense. I don't want to see it anymore. And that's okay. I have no problem with that, right? Or they can come and say, like most people who see it actually come back to me and said, hey, finally I found you. Thank you. This is really great webinars. They're really changing my views. They're helping me a lot. I get those messages, but I get this message from people who it helps, right? So I want to know more about how many more people we can help. So I'll stop the sharing the results. I think you've seen it. I pretty much showed that you're here because it's helping you. So let's go. I just want to let you know that then you can help somebody else. Here's where we are. We're in the dollar CAD. And if you look at the dollar CAD, you have a very sharp move to the downside. I wish most of you wish you had sold it here and kept it all the way to there, right? That would have been amazing. And then they made a very sharp move up. They got a move down. They got another move up, right? If we look at this, we will go with an assumption that they're making some kind of a pattern in here, right? Now, what you don't know is if that pattern is over, right? You don't know that. You can't say conclusively that pattern is over because you might still get this coming here and you could still go back for one more up. There's still that possibility of this thing making one more impulse to the upside and then coming down. Right? That is always a possibility. As long as you keep looking and understanding how structure develops, you will know that it could come down, go back up and come down, but it has to come down much more. As far as we're concerned, this thing has to come down some more. You know, it might have to come down some more like this and then probably go back up if they will go. And then if they're not going to go back up, then they will have to come to retest this low. As you know, I always said, come back to retest that low. So what we'll be looking for the CAD is a possibility for it to come down, right? On the longer term basis, you're expecting CAD to come down more, not go back up. Right now, that's the view we have on it right now. When you go in the weekly, on the daily, because the weekly is pretty much over. So when you go in the daily, and you would have seen, if you were looking at maybe the weekly, let me see if I can get, I'm on a which chart? I'm on FXCM, so I think it should be okay. Let me go in the weekly. I think somewhere along here when this was coming down, I don't know if it's in the monthly or the weekly. We were looking for a sell setup from here, but they did go up some more. So what we were looking for is a break of this structure, which they did somewhere here. I think I had a chart out in the monthly. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Where I showed that they should break this structure. When they break this, they're going to go sideways. And anyway, we'll find it somewhere. So go back to the daily. We'll go to the daily. And what you've seen is a very sharp move down. And if any one of you are following me in TradingView, you would know that at this point, anywhere from here, we were selling CAD. We were looking for every sell opportunity we got on CAD there to sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it. And then we sold it from here, and then we sold it from here, right? But most of those sells, after it broke the top and started to go, the trend line came like this, right? Most of us got out somewhere there. Some of my traders kept it way. And then we were expecting like one more up, and that didn't happen. And then you come. So now we're looking at this, and there's a possibility you will sell. So if you're looking, these are all sells, right? If you're looking at those are all sell structures. Those are all sell. Everything, if we go into 1 hour, there's like a whole lot of sell structures there we're looking for. This should come down because it's making a consolidation. And if you're following me anywhere, you'll see me draw something like this always. Look for your next impulse. So we're making one here, and this one is incomplete. This is just a sharp move up. That cannot be all the correction. So what we're expecting this to do is probably come back here, probably make something like this, go back up there, and then we'll probably see this come down. So if we get one of that three-wave structure in here, we're definitely looking for another impulse like this down. Can this actually go back up big time? I think no, we're not seeing that structure in there as yet. But there's a good chance that, you know, you might stay in this consolidation for a while, and then they're going to make like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go back up. So you probably get something like this in the long term, which means you're not going to get a very sharp move down, but a very slow move to the downside. So if you look at this, we've made that impulse now, and we're in this one. Remember when this was going up, I said they will break this structure to give us a deeper correction, which is what they did. Right? They broke the structure from here, give you a deeper correction. Is the correction over? I don't think so. That's a sharp move. So what we're going to look for here, what your trade would be, is looking for a sell opportunity here. This sell is not the long sell. It's a short-term sell because at some point they will go back up. They may give you another sell opportunity, right? We don't know how this corrective structure is going to work out, but we can trade it. And then you would be probably looking for one more up. After that, you'll be looking for a big downside. That is if this becomes just a simple three-wave structure. If it becomes a more complex structure, we're going to go in every piece of it, and then we'll say when that big move is coming down. So now that you know what you're looking for, let's go to the 4-hour. And this corrected up. You're looking for a sell setup. Will this sell setup be the one that goes down? You'll have to be careful with that. I'll go in the 1 hour and show you why you'll have to be careful with that. Which means when you get, if you get a little flag here or so, you can take this sell. And when it comes to this area, put it to break even. Because there's a good chance you're making 1, 2, 3, and you keep going up some more. Remember, this consolidation here in the 4-hour could go up quite a lot. This could come here, go back up there, come here, go back up there, come, make a number of more complex patterns before you get that fall. It's not that this will not happen. It will happen. You just don't know if this is all the correction or if it is going to be more correction, which means that every time you get a sell setup that shows you that a structure is already completed. And by completing a structure, I mean 1, I mean 2, and I mean 3. Now that we broke that top, is this part of the upside? I think no. I think this one is probably going to come here, maybe break out of this structure slightly, and then start to go back up for a more complex structure again. So we'll have something like this, and then we would look for the downside. But we will sell it. So what we're looking for today is a flag here. And if you get a nice flag, wait for the break of the flag and then sell it to this low. When it gets to that low, put it to break even. If it breaks this structure, if it breaks out of the structure, move your stops. And if it starts to turn at any point, get out of the trade, because then you're going to wait for this and you're going to start to trade it up back. You're going to get this structure and you start to trade it up back. Right? It could be much more complex. The mere fact that we're looking at this structure that it's not ready to go as yet, which means this might just be an impulse to the downside and go back up. That's your trade for the day. Wait for that correction, probably take a couple hours, and then trade it. Might take a couple hours, might take a day, and then you can trade it. Right? So that would be a good trade. Now that you understand where you're in, when this thing goes, make sure you protect what you have and make sure you take profit once it breaks out, because they could go back up. I don't think the up would be very fast, but they can go back up. It's not going to go in a straight line. Break this top again, and then you get that big downside with a bigger correction in the middle here. See that? That's a possibility. If you understand how structure goes, that is a very, very possible way how it's going to develop. So we look at these structure pieces by pieces, how they develop, and we make those decisions, what the next piece is likely going to be, right? It's more like a Lego, right? You kind of put the pieces together, and then you put all those pieces together, and then you get something. You get something really nice, really simple that you can see and you understand what it is. So that's it for wave analysis and showing you the work. I can go into the 1 hour here and show you how many trades we took in this piece, just so that you can see how we were selling this from the top coming. So these were sell setups all the way from the top. I think you should see them in the 4 hour maybe. We had some there in the 4 hour. Let's see where we had it from. Oh, not that top, sorry, from this top. So that's a sell setup. You can see that. That's a sell setup. You can see it. Those are in the 4 hours. I think you had sell setups here, should be from the 1 hour. And you had like a whole dozen of them here from the 1 hour. If you go into 1 hour, you'll see how many of them we had in there. This was a sell setup from there. I'm not sure where is the chart itself, but we'll see. And you come back to this piece here. You'll see there's a lot of sell setup in here that we had. I don't know if we can find them now, but every time this thing made a top here, we sold. I'm sure we're in the same area. Let me just make sure we're in the right area. Oh, that was already the up move. You're going to go backwards. Once they completed the structure, they start to make tops. I think this was a sell setup. That was a sell setup. Got it. There was a sell setup somewhere here or somewhere here. There's a sell setup there. There was a sell setup in here. I'm not sure if I can find it too. And there was a sell setup somewhere at the top. Oh, sell setup right at the top there. There was a sell setup somewhere here too, if I can find it. Oh, sell setup. Oh, this is the whole understanding wave, the wave analysis of why that was go down. That's a big time chart. And there was a sell setup somewhere here. Not sure if I can find it. So the 4 hour, this was a 1 hour sell setup too. And then we started selling. These are in the 4 hours, the ones that I just took out. This was the 4 hour sell setup. That was a 4 hour sell setup. So you see, every time they get to the top and we realize that the big move is about to start, you put a sell setup in it, which means we will do the same thing here when we see that big move start. You put a sell setup here, you look for a sell. Now I don't pause the chart, so you will not see the sell setup. You can get a sell setup here. If this one doesn't go back up, we start selling from the top. Why we will sell from the top? Because eventually you're going to get a big move to the downside. Eventually you're going to get a move like this. It comes here and go back up, you get a move like that. And then you take this profit and we start to look for buy setups. And then we look for the bigger sell setups. See? So we trade them both ways depending on what you're looking at. Okay, this is 40 minutes, so I will stop the live. All the people on the YouTube live, if you want to join us, the Zoom links. Let me show you where the Zoom links are again, so you can help share them. And it's always on my Facebook page. You can go to ProWave, and you'll get it. It's on the Facebook page, and it's always at the top of the page. You wouldn't find anything else beside the links for my charts here, and sometimes the videos which are on YouTube, right? It will always be pinned at the top, the daily one. You can copy it, share it with friends, invite people, and then go. Well, this is what I do. Make it simple, keep it simple, show you the structure, understand where the structure is and how you trade it. It is easy, but it's not that easy to do, which is why we have a group. When you join, we train you how to do it so you can do it as easy as I do it. That's the whole point. It's easy. Charts are forecastable, which means you can make forecasts and charts. Anybody who tell you that you can't forecast the charts, so they're telling you out of their own personal experience that they can't forecast the charts. When people say to you, it's impossible, the market is random, we don't know what it's going to do, what they're saying to you is that I don't know how to forecast the charts. Right? They're not telling you that you can do it. They're telling you they can't do it. It's not impossible. I am telling you it's doable and you can do it. Why I'm saying you can do it? Well, because I can do it. That's it. And I'm showing you on a daily basis and a weekly basis and over years now, I think over 3 years now, for those of you who are following me and trading, you know that I do this and you see it work. Absolutely work, and it works well, and it's helping a lot of you. So you got to share the idea, share it to more people, let more people know about this so that they can come and trade. One myth you need to break that people think the market is not a zero-sum game. Right? One day we'll do a webinar on myth and how to break them, because there's so much of them out there that are really, really, really crazy. They're useless. People just say things and it looks like it's easy, and then when you really go into the depth of it, it doesn't mean anything very much. Right? So I would see all of you tomorrow. Trade with care. Tomorrow we'll choose a chart. We'll see if we find a nice one and do it. So I'll stop the live stream.